Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Tonight, we are taking you inside one of the most contentious battles in the country, the fight to sell safer, smarter guns in America. A battle that pits proponents of a game-changing technology that could save countless lives against a gun rights establishment determined to prevent a single smart gun from being sold.
My dad used to leave loaded revolvers underneath the mattress. And so when my mom would see us playing with the loaded revolver, it was World War III when my dad got home.
Not a week goes by without a headline about an accidental shooting in an American home.
Police tell us the 14-year-old was handling the gun recklessly when he admits he shot his younger brother.
One boy pulled the trigger, fatally shooting his older brother.
He says the boys were trying to figure out how to work the gun when the older brother accidentally pulled the trigger.
The 2-year-old found the gun underneath of a bed and then accidentally shot himself.
A tragic story out of Corsicana. A 2-year-old is dead after finding a gun.
Randolph County Sheriff's deputies said that the little boy somehow got his dad's gun.
But what if there was a gun that a child couldn't shoot? A gun with the technology to ensure it can only be fired by its owner. Well, that gun exists. It's real. I held it. I fired it.
Good
Wow.
Shot. How does it feel?
Amazing.
Yeah?
It feels like a massive step forward, like the iPhone of firearms, a smart gun. There's just one problem. You can't buy it anywhere in America. That's not because it's illegal, and it's not because its manufacturer isn't trying to sell it. Now the question is, can you sell it?
And the demand is there.
Yeah.
I receive emails constantly from people wondering where they can buy the handguns.
Belinda Padilla leads the American division of Armitex, the German company trying to sell the first smart gun in the United States. She met me at a Maryland gun range to demonstrate how it works.
So red means you are not the authorized user, or you have not activated the watch.
So when you grip that, it's telling you right now you cannot fire this gun.
Correct.
The Armitex IP1 smart gun only functions if the owner is wearing a special watch.
My code is entered. It says it's good. I hit enter. Now I pick up the handgun, and it's green. Green means I'm the authorized user. Now I'm ready to fire.
If the watch and gun are separated by more than 10 inches, after, say, a suspect wrestles it away from a police officer, the gun stops working. Putting the ammunition in. I can fire. I now take the wristwatch away. It is more than 10 inches. The grip tells me I cannot fire. I pull the trigger.
Don't fire.
I get nothing. I return it here within 10 inches. Pull the trigger. Created by legendary gun designer Ernst Mauch, the Armitex IP1 smart gun is supposed to retail for about $1,800, about 3 times the cost of some popular traditional handguns. It may just be the beginning of what could be a technological revolution in firearm safety.
The ones that are clamoring most for this are the law enforcement officers whose colleagues are being shot by bad guys using police handguns.
You want to really make sure that that thing is not in the hands of someone else.
That's right. And it's not only the domestic law enforcement, it's also our military. I mean, when I was the DOD Inspector General, one of our big concerns was we had caches of weapons.
And you're just pouring weapons into a place, and all it takes is one raid on an unsecured facility, and you've got 1,000 U.S. issue weapons walking around Iraq or wherever it is.
But that actually happened within the last year in Syria. The bad guys actually raided a warehouse and got the weapons that were designed for the good guys.
Joseph Schmitz was the Inspector General at the Department of Defense under Donald Rumsfeld.
And I was literally for almost 4 years the top cop in the Pentagon.
Right.
I was, at one point somebody told me I was the largest public sector consumer of Glock handguns.
Schmitz then went to work for the founder of Blackwater.
I was then went directly from the Pentagon to be the Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel of the Prince Group, which is probably most famous for owning Blackwater, USA, and Presidential Airways were probably its most...
Prince Group named after Eric Prince, who is
Prince is the founder and the CEO.
Schmitz helped Armitex clear the legal hurdles to get the gun sold in Maryland. It wasn't easy.
There were members of the Maryland Handgun Roster Board who simply didn't understand the technology and who, frankly, thought that it was part of some big government conspiracy to take away the rights of American handgun owners.
The Armitex smart gun has cleared some of the toughest legal hurdles in the country. But there's still one big problem. No one, anywhere, will sell it to you.
Smart guns are dumb guns. The technology is far from reliable, and anybody that's going to put their life on the line with a piece of unreliable technology is making a big mistake.
Larry Pratt is the CEO of Gun Owners of America, and his organization, along with the National Rifle Association, have been pushing hard to stop smart guns from reaching the market. They were successful with the first store that tried to sell the Armatick smart gun, the Oak Tree Gun Club outside Los Angeles.
We were delighted at Gun Owners of America by the backlash.
Things looked promising for the Armatick smart gun at first. James Mitchell, Oak Tree's extremely pro-gun owner, told the Washington Post he would sell the gun, saying it could revolutionize the gun industry. But soon the shop's Facebook page filled with messages like this one. You guys still in business? Not for long. Might have been a smart gun, but it was a darn dumb business decision to try to pawn that crap off on American gun owners. So Oak Tree Gun Club reversed course, denying it had ever planned to sell the smart gun, despite photographs showing the Armaticks for sale in a gun cabinet at the store. It was a testament to the power of the gun rights establishment, which argued that once a smart gun reaches the market, the government is going to make smart guns mandatory and prevent people from buying traditional firearms. The NRA warns that smart guns have the potential to mesh with the anti-gunners agenda, opening the door to a ban on all guns that do not possess the government-required technology. The NRA declined to talk to us for this story, but Larry Pratt of Gun Owners of America told me much the same thing.
It seems like if we could come to some technological solution so you don't have kids killing kids in their homes, that would be something that everyone, you, I, anyone with their feelings about the Second Amendment could embrace and come to celebrate.
What you're talking about is an argument for mandatory control.
This idea the government is going to mandate smart guns sounds like paranoia. But it turns out there's a kernel of truth to it. In 2002, New Jersey passed a law requiring that once a smart gun goes on the market anywhere in the country, gun sellers in New Jersey must move within 3 years to only sell smart guns, taking traditional guns off the shelves.
New Jersey is a massive example of government overreach.
That New Jersey law has turned opposition to smart guns into a cause célèbre for the pro-gun crowd. After Eric Holder merely referenced the Armatick system as a way to make guns safer, Marco Rubio and Sarah Palin took to the floor of the NRA convention, painted a dire picture of government control.
We have an attorney general who believes that we should be forcing gun owners to wear bracelets in order to operate their firearms.
Attorney General Eric Holder recently, he reveals this idea to have government have gun owners wear bracelets, special bracelets that would identify you as a gun owner. Well, hey Holder, you don't want to go there, buddy.
It's just ignorance. It's just ignorance because it really there isn't any agenda here by any sort of big brother government.
Armaticks was undeterred and found someone else willing to sell its smart gun. Proudly pro-gun conservative Andy Raymond.
Your uncle watches MSNBC. It drives you crazy.
Yeah, just to piss me off. Yeah. every night.
Raymond runs a small gun shop and manufacturing business in Maryland called Engage Armament.
What do you make?
What's commonly referred to as assault rifles. So we do a lot of AR-15s, AKs, things like that.
He told me that smart guns are good for the gun industry.
If this gets them into shooting, then I'm all about it.
Right.
Then I'm all about it. That's an awesome thing, and everybody who is pro-gun should be all about that, because if that gets people into the range and shooting and loving guns, that's an awesome freaking thing for us. But instead, they're talking trash about it. All the time with what we do, people tell us, the anti-gun people tell us, you shouldn't be able to do that. People shouldn't be able to have that. Okay? This is a common theme with anti-gun people. You shouldn't be able to have an AR-15. Okay? That should be prohibited. But now pro-gun people who hate that are now saying the same thing about this. And how hypocritical is that? I mean, it really is.
Andy Raymond knew the backlash would come, as it did with Oak Tree. We asked him what he was going to say to those who came after him.
You're hypocrites. You're the exact same thing. You're the exact same thing that we hate. People sitting there telling us that we can't have this or we can't have an AR-15. You are doing the exact same thing, you freaking hypocrite. So shut up.
When we come back, the backlash to Andy Raymond's decision to sell the Armatick smart gun came fast and furious in the 24 hours after we spoke with him. We'll tell you what happened and play you his incredible video response next.